Hello, I'm going to show you how to use my Logic App template in order to create the Azure Logic App, which can be helpful for creating capacity on demand for your personal lab with Copilot for Security. This is meant to be used only for testing lab purposes because in a typical production environment, Copilot for Security should be kept active, of course. Now, what you have to do is go to in this README page of my repo and click on Deploy to Azure. On this page, you have to select the subscription where you want the Logic App to be created, and you have to select the resource group. For example, let me select one of my resource groups here. Now you have to select the region and the name of the Logic App, then the frequency when this Logic App should run. We will go back on this. Of course, you can run this Logic App only manually if you want, but there is the option also to have it run periodically. You can select the number of security compute units, and you should specify if you want to allow cross geo for the large language model. Now you have to define a name for your capacity, and you have to specify the name of the resource group where you want the capacity to be created. Specifically, in this case, I want to use the same name, but this is optional. You can use also a different name, but I want to create the capacity in the same resource group where I want to create the Logic App. Of course, you can create a different one. You specify the location of the capacity and leave it. You should not change the subscription ID, which will be the same where the capacity will be created will be the same subscription that you selected here. So you go review and create. Let's wait for the deployment to complete. This deployment will create an API connection and the Logic App. Let's click on the Logic App, which of course will be available also by searching here as for Logic Apps, but now we arrive it directly. The first time it runs, it fails because it's not authorized. Because at this time we have not authorized the managed identity related to the Logic App to write in the resource group where the capacity should be created. Let's go in identity. As you see, there is already a managed identity of type system assigned. We have just to assign the role to this managed identity on that resource group. So I click on add role assignment, select the scope resource group. The resource group is already pre-selected, and I select the role of contributor, which is necessary to create capacity in that resource group. I click on save. If you are lucky, you will see it soon here appearing here, but it's not really relevant. It will appear at some point. We can leave it like this. And we go back on the designer. On the designer, everything is already fine. You have just to change, if you want, those parameters. Number of minutes. Those are the number of minutes that the capacity for Copilot for Security should be active. In this case, just for testing purposes, I put 1 minute, which is really not useful typically, but of course for this video it's perfect. Please remember that SCUs are paid on hourly basis, so 1 minute or 59 minutes is the same in terms of cost. The number of SCUs, of course, you can modify it if you want. Those are the typical parameters which are related to where the Copilot for Security should run. The name of the capacity was specified during the deployment time. The resource group is this one where we are. The location is also where the resource group is running. And you can leave it like this, the rest. You save it. And now it's enough to run it. You can run the same also in the overview page. Let me also clarify that you can change here the recurrence. Typically, I use this kind of Logic App to run it manually. So this recurrence, which is here by default, I don't like it because otherwise it will run automatically every day at in this case at 8 a.m. I want to change it. And so I typically change it to 16 months. So it means that it will run in 16 months from today. It's not really useful in this case. But what you can do is, of course, you can also have it run it manually, for example, automatically every week. And in this case, you can select the days when it should run. For example, on Monday and Tuesday, and at what time it should run. For example, at 10 a.m. and at 10:30, let's say. Okay, and you can change, for example, the number of SCUs to a different number. Okay, but in my case, I want to, of course, it's every week, not every 16 weeks. In my case, I just leave every 16 months because I want just to run it manually. So I save it once back again. Let's go to run history. This time it succeeded. Let's see what happened. We see that the logic app was started, created capacity. After 1 minute of wait, it deleted the capacity. Let's run it again just to see the capacity appearing. So let's go on the resource group just for a moment. Let me go on Azure and let me search for my resource group. Quickly on that one. Yes, let me go on the resource group where the capacity will be created, which is this one. Okay. Now let me refresh. There is no capacity because it was created, but it was also deleted. So let's go back on the app. Let me run it from here this time from the overview page, which is the same. I click on run. If I go refresh, I will see that it's running. And if I see the capacity was created, now the logic app just will keep waiting for 1 minute. Of course, if you put more minutes, it will keep waiting for the number of minutes that you specified here. And if I refresh, here I have the capacity. So I can go on Copilot for Security and just use Copilot for Security. As you see, there is one provision at the unit. So if I go here and click on Copilot for Security, I will have the possibility to do my prompts there. I have to select the capacity that I just created. And I can start using Copilot for Security as I typically do when I want. Of course, I can see here the capacity which was created 1 unit. In the meantime, once again, the logic app should have finished. Probably 1 minute has passed. Yes, of course. So this means that if I go here once again and just refresh Copilot for Security, I should have the splash window because there is no more capacity on the resource group. So if I just, no, it was, I would like to refresh it here to see in the resource group if the capacity has been deleted. Yes, it has been deleted. That's it. I hope it can be helpful for your personal work with Copilot for Security in your labs. Bye.